Hey everyone, it's Rich here with ScryMeARiver, and today we have another great video for you in my collecting for fun and profit series, which was actually really successful last time. I was only expecting a few views, but it was one of the most popular videos I'd done, so I just want to say thank you to everyone for liking the rambling words that flow freely from my mouth. This video is going to be on banned and restricted cards since the next announcement is coming out on January 21st, 2019. So with this video, hopefully I can teach you some tips and tricks that I've used to make a little extra money or, snag some great cards before they shoot up in price and become too expensive for you. Before we start, I want to remind everyone that I have a contest going on now where you can win some sweet Magic the Gathering cards for free. All you have to do is go to my video titled it's like MTG Swag Giveaway and leave a comment on that video and be subscribed, and boom, you're entered into winning some fun little goodies. It's just my way of thanking everyone for being so supportive of the channel. Just remember, go to that video and leave a comment, not this video. Okay, that's enough of that. You want to know how to get that sweet, sweet money that's lurking in the Magic the Gathering banned and restricted lists. So here we go. So in all the formats in Magic, there are cards that are banned and restricted at one time or another. And they do announcements for what's banned and unbanned every few months, and new set releases. And these are the times with the craziest financial swings in MTG finance, not counting like reserve list buyouts and a few other exceptions. But basically, the first and easiest way to make money during this time is to figure out what cards are likely to be unbanned, and then buy a bunch of them and then sell them right after the unbanning announcement. It sounds pretty obvious, but there's a few things you need to consider. First, you should never invest money into cards that you're hoping that you'll be able to sell them after if you can't afford it. It sounds like a no-brainer, but I've seen so many people just be like, oh yeah, I bought like 200 of this card, and then they're either not unbanned or they just don't go up, and they're just stuck with like a pile of these cards that they just can't do anything with. So don't do that. You also want to keep in mind the time of year that the announcement's happening. So like not all banned and restricted announcements are equal. The beginning of the year, like January, February, which is the time we are at right now, are times when Wizards like to try new things out. They do announcements all through the year, but if you take a look at just like the last 5 years, you can just see like the pattern. Like January 2014, Deathrite Shaman is banned, and then Bitter Blossom and Wild Nacatl are unbanned, and this is modern. Just looking at modern right now. January 2015, they banned Dig Through Time, Treasure Cruise, Birthing Pod, and they unbanned Golgari Grave Troll. Then in January 2016, they banned Splinter Twin, they banned Summer Bloom. In January 2017, they banned Gataxian Probe, and Grave Troll gets banned again. Then last year, February 2018, Jace, the Mind Sculptor, and Bloodbraid both got unbanned. So like, right now, I think that looking at Modern is smart, because Wizards loves to shake Modern up at the beginning of the year. And I think that some good targets for unbanning this time around are maybe Splinter Twin and like Stoneforge Mystic. There's a lot of cards that can be unbanned in Modern, but the main reason that Twin was banned was that it took up too large percent of the metagame when it was so prevalent, and that's why they banned it. But that was years ago, and there's so many new decks in the format now, and like the meta has shifted so much, so I could see them just unbanning Splinter Twin just to like see what happens. Like they did it with Grave Troll. They're going to unban Splinter Twin at some point. It's not a matter of like if they're going to unban it. It will be unbanned. It might not be this time, but it will be unbanned at some point. And another really safe card for being unbanned is Stoneforge Mystic. And like, look, Stoneforge Mystic is just not that powerful in Modern. It's gonna be unbanned sometime. Maybe not this month, but like I'd say in the next like 12 months, you're gonna see an unbanning of Stoneforge Mystic. So if you're looking, if you like Stoneforge Mystic, like now's the time to get it because it's not gonna be any cheaper once it gets unbanned. Believe you me. Now here is a really important part. When these cards get unbanned, you have a really narrow window to make a lot of money. The cards are gonna spike huge when they first get unbanned. And then over the next like 24 hours, it's just a race to the bottom. This happens with every card. When Jace and like Bloodbraid got unbanned, I was selling Jaces for like 150, like the instant the announcement was made. And I sell them Bloodbraids for like 15 to 20. And within a day, Bloodbraids had gone down to like 7. Jace went down to like 100. It was just like there's so much of your value is in being one of the first people listing these cards. So I remember that when I had first got the cards too, I bought them, like I bought Jace and Bloodbraids. I bought a ton of them before before they were unbanned, like 8 months before, because I thought that, you know, it was likely they were going to get unbanned at some point in the next like year and a half from when I got them. And you know, I happened to be right a little earlier than I was expecting. So don't buy cards for unbanned purposes, like for flipping them, unless you can sit on them for like a year or, you know, 18 months maybe. But when they get unbanned, you can make a lot of money. I was buying Bloodbraids for like 50 cents each, and then Jaces for like 35 to 40 bucks each, and I sold a bunch like right away when they became unbanned. I made quite a bit. The last thing to keep in mind is that the prices on the cards are often inflated a little before the unban announcement, if there's any chance they might get unbanned. So if you're trying to buy a ton of cards before the announcement and they don't get unbanned, they're going to decrease a little in value after the announcement. So again, don't buy the cards if you can't hold on to them for a little bit. But these just happen to be cards that I think are pretty safe. You know, Stoneforges, who doesn't love Stoneforge Mystic? I have so much to say about the banned and restricted announcements and how to make money during them. So maybe I'll do another video on this topic if there's enough interest, or, you know, if I just feel like it. I have some more eBay repack videos coming up, and since people like this series of videos, I'm also going to start doing more of these. You know, Magic's a great game, and if I can help you guys get some cheaper cards or make a little money off of it, like I have, I'd love to do that. I've been playing and collecting Magic since the very beginning, so I'm happy to talk about Magic, playing and collecting all day. So go out there, have some fun, make some money. You know, get your Stoneforge Mystics if you think you might want them, or if you're thinking that maybe you want to buy a bunch and try and flip them. You know, they have a couple different versions. They have the World Wake, they have the promo. You know, you have a couple different options. So, you know, have a good day. See you next time, guys.